Welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. I'm here with my dad, Graeme, and we're on the River Thames up at Shepperton. We've got a lovely little John boat that we're using from Lyndon Lewis Marine, and we are going to do some predator fishing. I'm pretty addicted to perch fishing at the moment, and the technique of the day for me is drop shot fishing. I've just got a braided mainline there, fluorocarbon leader, which is done with an all-bright knot to the braided mainline there, and then here's my leader. Halfway up, obviously, there's my hook. It's a size 4 hook, drop shot hook, and this is a lure from Fish Action, the Kraken it's called. It's a 2-inch. It's kind of like a squid swim, it's a sort of swim bait really. It's really good, soft plastic lure, and then a bit overkill on the weight there, but it's the last one I've got left. It's an 8-gram drop shot weight. The rod is just a pretty much 7 foot, 6.5 foot kind of ultralight spinning rod. That casts 1 to 8 grams. I really like fishing. I love this sort of fishing, and a small 1000 size reel. And Dad, he will be using.
And I, of course, are going to be using the state-of-the-art 40-year-old Master Pike 2. I think it's an old Ryobi one. Been broken at least 3 times on double flicker pike, so it's been shorter and shorter and shorter. 2-piece comes apart there. In fact, it falls apart there most of the time. Some of the rings are falling apart there. As you can see, that one's been araldited on, and the reel fitting is held on with duct tape. I love it. Top 4000 reel, good old tinkly winkly with a nice squawky drag. 12-pound Andy line, I think that is. I'm using today not twitch sprat. Well, I sort of am using twitch sprat. Of those of you who know about twitching these floats and using a float and twitching, we actually got a link to it, which is here, and that shows you exactly how we caught some really big pike. I think Mike had a 16 on it, twitching with a float as well. I'm going to be using that in the river, and of course I'm going to be using wire trace, a single VB hook there, a couple of shot on it, and guess what, a twitch sprat. Let's get fishing. Let's see whether perch or pike rule. We don't care either way, because they're both predators. The River Thames is traditional English river. It's big, it's steady flowing, it has a lot of tributaries coming into it. And I'm not going to pretend to be some expert and tell you how to catch a giant barbel, carp and pike out of this river. I've only ever rarely fished it, to be honest, for bream and roach up around the Reading area, up at Pangbourne Weir, and after sort of 45-50 years of fishing, I suddenly find myself going to Shepperton Weir. All the other weir pools I have no experience of whatsoever, but I tell you what, they do hold some good fish. Now if you go up this river, you can go from the Lyndon Lewis at the Shepperton Marine they've got there, and you're going upstream all the way, beautiful stretches downstream, but if you go upstream, you'll find using these boats, you can trail your own boat, you can even go and buy one from Lyndon Lewis if you want. Buy a boat and go up there. There is Shepperton Weir with the weir sills, and down the centre that looks like a salmon ladder to me, the narrow one, and the ones with the gates shut there I would assume are the main 4 sluices that they open when it's flooding, and on the other side it looks like they've got another sill. Now the sills are constantly running, so there's always oxygen going into the weir pool, and obviously that draws the predators, and here we go, they don't get much more predatorial than the grey heron.
Oh no, well, we've been slaving away here. Let me just set this way.
It's here, thank God. Save the blank.
We've definitely saved the blank. We must have been here, what, 2 hours, I'd say?
Yeah, lost 8 sets of gear on my pike gear.
Everything, the pike gear, the perch gear, lost a bit. But we have finally changed places to, let's have a look,
It's not a bad little perch, is
nice
it?
perch. Lovely colours in it. On the nicely hooked right in the side there.
You just literally were talking about that, weren't you?
This is a lovely coloured, lovely marked perch. Look at that.
Watch him flip in the water, we can't photograph it. Yeah, that's a good one.
Look at that, what a beauty.
Nicely marked, right up against this wall,
Right
wasn't
against the classic perch territory, I think, isn't it? Against this concrete wall here.
Yeah, support, yeah.
And he absolutely nailed it. Slow sink and draw. What a quality little fish though.
Good.
Lovely. That is awesome. Let's hope we can get some more now. Might be this. I said we were having a good luck cup of tea.
Yeah.
Let's get it back. What a beauty. Lovely. Look at the orange in that fin there, the peck fin. Well, another stripey, unfortunately. I've had to, we've had a bit of a mess up with cameras and we can't get any batteries working or anything, but a better sized fish this time. On the same rig, same lure. Oh, it's come off as well. Check out that. Look at the colours and that beauty. What a totally awesome perch that is. Lovely stripes.
What lure is that on?
That's on the, it's called the White Kraken. It's white, it's always been working well for me lately. It's sort of like a crayfish type imitation. I'll show you in a minute. Just little jigs up and down. Unfortunately, I've lost all my decent drop shot weight, so I'm on an 8 gram drop shot weight, which is overkill for the pace of the river we've got, but caught right near a boat, this one.
Yeah.
What a beauty.
There's the boat.
That is the boat.
The perch barge.
Let's get him back.
Now you've got to be looking if you're after perch and or pike, because they're both predators underneath old boats, and I find the older the boat the better. Now just look behind here, there's weed in between these two boats, and there's even a free, well, it looks like a free floating clump of weed. One assumes are an old floodwater snag, maybe a tree's in there or something, like a branch, and that's held up and allowed those weeds to grow there. It's always worth a throw. I'm out there using a float twitch dead bait. In fact, I'm twitching the bait, I'm not twitching the float. Graeme, talk sense, it doesn't make sense. As you can see, you just pause and then you pop the float, and that's exactly what makes the bait twitch behind it and attracts the pike. Well, we hope.
We've definitely found the better fish, and we've certainly found a good hot spot here in between these two boats on the White Kraken, which you can see again there, and the drop shot. And I actually had the fish before this, which we didn't have the big camera fired up for. I actually had 3 or 4 decent sized perch follow it. So we've anchored now. We were drifting down the river. We've now anchored, and it may not be huge, guys, but there's no denying that that doesn't work. Awesome, look at that. There we go, he's hooked. You can see the lure just hanging out there. You can actually see the red hook, hooked perfectly. I know there's more out there because I've seen 3 or 4 come and follow him up. So let's see if we can pick out maybe 1 or 2 of the bigger ones now. What an awesome little fish, and I'm loving this drop shot fishing. Awesome fun. I'm hooked.
Anywhere along these pilings, in fact anywhere you can find wooden stakes, metal pilings, concrete pilings, for some reason perch love them, and this has got a little wee bed on the end, and of course behind that wee bed, which you can see there, is the bow of a boat. Now that offers shelter to small fry, and the small fry will in turn attract the perch. Guys, we just got that perch. We had the good luck cup of tea. Literally, as I back paddled, I'd left my pike rod out with a sprat on it. I said, Mike, it's pulled. I must be in a snag.
Yeah, your float's moving.
Is the float moving?
Yeah, I can see it. Hold on, let's see if we can.
I'm pretty sure it's a fish. Could be the bottom. We snagged up.
No, look at it move.
Oh, no,
Look at it go.
I think I'll give this one a wind down. It might be a small one, but bound to lose it, but you never know. Here we go.
Fish on?
Not a very big one.
Who cares? That float's going in.
I'm changing my mind, guys. It's a big one. Here he comes, he's on the surface. He's going to come up.
That float's still holding, isn't it? It's holding down.
It's definitely not. If it's a perch, I defo want to see it. Oh, he's got he's kicking,
yeah.
he's shaking.
It's holding now. The boat's moving. Look at the boat move.
The boat.
We're twisting round.
Like he's bigger than 5 pounds.
Alright, hold on.
Here he comes, he's going to jump. He's going to jump.
Oh, he's right near the close.
I've got a sliding float there.
Got a sliding boat.
Sliding boat, yeah. I'll tell you what.
Oh. That's totally awesome. Is that the TikTok?
That's the old top wheel, yeah. I feel this is a jumper. I just feel this one is a jumper somehow. not £5, I'm sure.
No, it's holding your rod, so it's trying to...
Don't spit it. Sometimes
No,
you see
please
the float
don't.
come up, the float comes up, and then you just ease the fish up and it spits it right at the surface, and you don't ever see what it is.
What is this fish?
It's a fair old bend in that rod. It could be 6, 7, 8 pounds. It's not a jack, that's for sure. It's not a jack.
Oh, it's a nice fish. Here he comes. Look at him go down there.
There he is. He's going to go. He's going to go. He's going to go. Is he going to jump? Oh. Well, we just come in by the wall. Mike's holding it on the wall, and he's dumped me in a load of. Look at that weed, man. That's so dangerous. Now, the only thing I can do is net the weed as well, and hope. Oh, he might have torn out. He's going for the snag. Go for the snag. Don't go for the snag, please. We're having a bad day as it is. Just about to get better. And I think he's in. I've got half the Amazon jungle as well. That, guys, is as close to losing it as I came, because that would not get cut by fishing line. I was lucky there. That's all the rubbish that's been coming down. Here we go. Ooh, lovely little
nice
fish.
fish.
It's a nice fish.
Look at the markings on it.
Get him on the map. Yeah, it's on the old green handkerchief.
Handkerchief.
Right where we told you early on was about the current hitting this. This is why these are here. This is all why these are here, because the main force of the floodwater is going to come and hit this, and I feel scour it out. And that's why we thought, you know what, let's try that for pike or perch. And there you go. What can we say? The proof is in the eating, and he has definitely eaten that. Right in the scissors, guys. You see where the hook is? I'm going to change hands. Always when you're holding these pike, the grip is just in that membrane. I'll show you where it is that side. There's a membrane there. Do not stick your fingers right through it, drawing out the front, because there are all the teeth. And then all I have to do, get hold of the tweezers, pull the hook round the back, and there's the other VB hook, I think it is. Let's get hold of him. Just turn it over, give it a tweak. Look, there's the hook. How hard was that? But don't do what the Pullens normally do and drop the forceps and the hook in the bottom of the net. It's not a pretty sight. It's a nightmare to get out. So there we go, people. Lovely looking fish. A real beauty. On the twitch sprat. Absolutely. Quite lean. I mean, it's like autumnal fishing. It's quite lean. But are we pleased with it? Perch and pike. We'll go with that any time. Let's get it back.
And we were drifting. I'd hooked a couple here, so we've gone a bit further up, and we've now anchored and let a bit of slack line on the anchor, just so we're right on the honey pot now. We've got a kind of your classic canal boat here. You've got the concrete pilings of the wall there, and then another big boat down the end, and there's also a weed bed down there as well, which I know there's perch down there. So I've kind of got probably a 20-yard strip here where I can, you know, twitch this as much as I like, and it will stay in that kill zone. It's just a little 2 white kraken there, 2-inch. It's got some tentacles there at the front, which are really good for drop shotting as they flutter out, and it's got a swim tail at the back, which is brilliant. I've gone overkill on the weight. I would no way use an 8-gram weight in this kind of slow flowing water, but it's all I've got left, the drop shot weight. So I've got an 8-gram. Here I would definitely use just a 3-gram, 3.5-gram dead weight. It can spook them sometimes on the cast, but if you let it sit there, it does make a bit of a plop when you throw it, but if you let it sit there, obviously I can just let that sit there, it's not going to snag. You can tweak that on the spot and not even move the lead. And I've had a few like that, just barely tweaking, and they've just nailed it without even moving the lead.
Well, Mike is into drop shotting on this ultralight rod big time. He's loving his perch fishing, and we've yet really, to be honest, to get some big perch. But what you've got to be looking for is to bounce that drop shot lure right in close to the snags. And of course you can use hook-free method of all these little rubber plastic lures that they got nowadays. You can make sure that they fish weedless, so you can literally drop them right in amongst the snags. You're not going to lose your gear. I mean, I suppose you lose the odd bit now and then, it just can't be helped. But working your way all along the edge of these pylons, sooner or later you're going to find an area where there's a lot of little 1-inch fry. If you can find the fry, the bait fish, the predators will be nearby.
Oh, I think he's gone in the snags. He's got me, yeah.
He'll kick out. He'll kick out.
Go on, here he is.
Is it perch?
It's a baby pike. We're right on.
He's going to.
Oh, let's look at this bend, this little rod. It's the
Here he
smallest pike I've probably caught, but he's in the net. And it just goes to show all those people that said, oh, you can't land pike on drop shot. Well, I'm sorry, you most definitely can. And that is...
Colour change. First cast, not a colour change.
First cast, I changed colour to a natural coloured lure. Same type though, which you can see in its jaws there. And look at that. Lovely baby little pike. Probably going to have to call it a day there, but hopefully those tips we've given you guys will pay off. I've certainly enjoyed myself. Dad had that pike earlier. Maybe this one might grow into a biggie. Awesome.
I want to see the pike that's going to eat that one.
Yeah. twitch that one.
Good scrap on that little rod though.
Yeah, really good fun. And there we go. Probably my smallest ever pike. But I'm dead chuffed with it. I've never caught a pike on the drop shot before. Well, I have hooked one. Didn't land it, but got my tackle back. But this is first pike on the drop shot. Not really what I was targeting, but I'm happy nevertheless. I must have had about 10 perch. And
seen a monster.
Seen an absolute monster, which I most certainly will be back for. But we're drifting down back to the Lyndon Lewis Marine anyway, so we're going to twitch our way down, twitch some baits and see what we can get. See you later.
Well, Mike's been really caning quite a few perch there, and remember, he's never even been up to this whirlpool before. I've not even done the drop shot of a perch. It's something totally new to me. I'm a pike man, true and true. Of course I do catch perch, but years ago we used to catch a perch by spinning. But here is another feature that's caught my eye. Look at all this undergrowth hanging along the side there. Now there's going to be inch long. This year's fry that's hatched out might be roach fry, rudd, minnows. They might be what we call pin fry, only an inch long, but they're still going to attract the perch. They're going to be round the edges, under the boats, even under that kayak. In fact, why is nobody out there fishing in that kayak? That's the ideal thing to creep up to bushes, trees, overhangs, anything you want like that. Well, especially up here on the Thames. Beautiful setting. And here you can see the benefit of using one of these boats is there are no bank anglers. Occasionally we will see somebody fishing from one of the house frontages there, but generally it's all clear, it's all quiet, there's nobody there at all, so it's virtually untapped fishing. Under that boat hull on the left, underneath the willow trees overhanging, remember you can get underneath those and float baits under. Underneath the left, there's wood staging, that's very good wood, and here comes a quality boat, guys. There could be perch and or pike underneath this boat. It's got an entire landscape garden growing out of it. This is not the boat you want to buy off eBay. And of course, with these boats, these aluminium boats, they're very light. You can take them into any little nooks and crannies, past overhangs. And here's another whirlpool. There are actually two whirlpools up at Shepperton. This is the one, again, they've got the main gates in the centre and the two weir sills on the either side. And that was our session. And just wait till you see this patch on the left. If this doesn't scream out big perch, I don't know what is. All those leaves and rubbish are balled up there. Underneath there, going to be pike and any other sort of predators. Well, there you go. I hope you've had some entertainment there and a few tips that might help you guys, especially beginners, how to spot fishing holes for pike and perch. Keep watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. We're going to do our best to bring you some more action soon.